Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. How's everybody doing? And welcome to the Charles Matthews Morning Show. We have an interesting guest this morning, and I'll tell you some backstory real quick. How we met is through another friend, and we got talking on the phone, and we just became connected. And I wanted to get her on the show. So if you want to know who I'm talking about and find out what a great person this is, stay tuned. Let's go. Yes, yes. And let's not keep you waiting. Please welcome to the show, Miss Dixon. Are you there?
I am. Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
How you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. And the sun is shining, so it's even better.
Thank you. Thank you. So welcome to the show. I was giving my viewers a little backstory on how we met and how this all came about. And it's funny how people get connected through other people, and then we find things that we have in common, and then it just blossoms from there.
I know it was supposed to be like a 10-15 minute conversation. It lasted 45 minutes to an hour. And I was like, okay, we better go. We got stuff to do.
And I don't mind that at all, because my grandmother always says, when you find good people, you just let it roll. So I'm so happy that I get to meet you. So before we start, let's give us some background. Where are you right now? Where are we talking to you from?
I am in Toronto, in the Toronto area, North York.
Okay, and give us some background. Who are you?
Who am I? Wow, there's so much to tell about me. Where do I start? This could be another hour session. No, I'm just kidding. We'll keep it short and sweet and to the point. You know what? I grew up in the Toronto area. My family's West Indian. We come from St. Kitts. And so I had a very traditional West Indian family with all the fixings and everything that we did. And also to the mentality, right? You know, daddy's in charge. You get that look and you know what to do. That's it. When that look comes along, you just go, yes, daddy. But we had a great family. We have a large family, and growing up was so much fun. And I ended up having some challenges with dyslexia, and being 51 years old, most people didn't understand what that looked like.
Yeah.
And in those days, they really didn't get what to do or how to support that individual. And what it was for me was just trying to figure out how to learn, because the information seems very garbled when you look at it. So, you know, most people learn in a very direct manner. I learned like this. So with a lot of discouragement, I just kept powering through and realized there was much more that I wanted to do in my heart and soul, and much more I wanted to create. And I just kept going to getting my early childhood education, getting my psych degree, studying social work, family mediator, and working in corporate for many, many years. And there was always something inside my belly. I just wanted more. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to help people. I wanted to find an opportunity or a business that just made me feel excited every single morning. And I started out with running online businesses, the Supermom Entrepreneur, to the I Am the Boss conference. And in that conference, I ran for 5 years, and I was able to bring some of the most successful women to the stage that turned small businesses from their basements, with a few $1,000s to multi-million-dollar corporations, and just share their story with other women and men, of course, if they wanted to join, but with women to really give them the insight that anything is possible and possibility is everywhere. You just need to have an idea and be willing to really grow and build it. And that was the synergy that just made me feel really purposeful in what I wanted to do. So when the I Am the Boss conference went for 5 years, we brought on, as I said, amazing women to the stage to share their stories. But I realized after the show or the event, what was next for women. So we're inspired, we're excited to go. We have motivation.
Nothing's
going to stop us. Well, who's going to help me get there now? Yeah. And it was interesting because I was already coaching, but I wasn't really charging for it.
Yeah.
I was supporting people in kind of creating their vision and really creating a plan and giving them strategies to have the success they were looking for. And a friend of mine one day said to me in the middle of a conversation with somebody else, you're so good at this. You need to charge. And, with some thought process, I went, wow, I could really like coach people, women, men, on how to take their ideas, turn them into massive dreams and visions, and help them create a plan and a strategy and a structure to have the success in the business that they're looking for, or their life, or anything. But let's start with business. And so I put that virtual, plaque on my door that said, business executive coach. And for the last 7 years, that's what I've been doing, helping people find their purpose and go after their dreams and succeed.
So let me backtrack. Okay. Let me go way back, because there's parts that you said there that I want to touch on first to show people how this blossomed. So you said back then you had, what would you call it? A learning disability, or what do we title it?
We title it a learning challenge.
Learning challenge. Okay. So growing up as a little girl, what did you want to do? What did you want to become? Because, as a learning challenge, they're telling you, oh, this, you can't do that. You should do this. What was all the roadblocks, or what did you think you had to do?
Well, the funny thing is, I used to have these dreams of standing on a stage and talking to people. And it didn't make any sense to me at the time. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I would have dreams like I'm meant to share stuff with people. And I think that started to come through with the more people asked me to talk about my learning challenge to help others. And I just kept seeing myself on stage, talking to people. Had no idea what I was talking about. And I had a lot of people tell me, oh, you shouldn't do that. You won't be good. You should do something you're going to be good at so that you feel like you're succeeding in life. And I was just like, what is that all about? Right.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? So there's a part of me that was a little disappointed because these were people I loved, but there was another part of me that went, do I have to? Can I just do what I want? So there was this little battle for myself back and forth with, feeling the need to listen to what I was being told. And the other side, that there was like this, I don't know how else to describe it, but this fire in my belly that was just saying, no, don't stop. Do something else. You got more. It's like this little drive that kept pushing me. Otherwise, I honestly wouldn't be doing what I'm doing today. And it just kept pushing me forward to find more opportunities. And it was funny because it really did hit the nail on the head when I was graduating high school. And I said, I'm done. I'm done with school. I'm not good at it. I don't know what they're talking about. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm going to use my street smarts. Mm-hmm. And I remember the name of the lady, Miss Hamwood. She says to me, Carolyn, you're going to college. I said, I can't go to college. I don't have the marks. She said, we're going on a road trip. And I said, okay, I like you, so I'm going to listen. So we went to Centennial College, Warden Woods campus, and we walked into the registrar's office. And she brought me up to, the gentleman was named at the time Trevor Massey, and said, you need to register this girl in college. And he went, okay. And I went, oh, what? What do you mean, okay? There was like no other conversation. He just said, okay. And I went, all right, I'm in shock mode. She goes, okay, now we're going to go over and speak to the counseling department. His name is Dave Robertson. I went, all right, let's see where this goes. So she introduced me to Dave Robertson, and he was the head of the counseling department for Centennial College. And he changed my world, because he'd been studying learning challenges and physical challenges and everything else, and how to support students in school. And so when I walked in there, he said, listen, you're not the only one, and here's what we're going to do. And he literally had a strategy and a plan for me that just changed my whole feeling and mindset about myself and the possibilities for myself. And I was so excited to see that there were options, to the point that he actually hired me 2 summers in a row on a grant to support him in developing this entire program for Centennial College, not just the resource center, but to talk to teachers and professors, to take me out to schools and talk to high school students and parents, to share with them what's possible for other people. Because again, this was the beginning of understanding what learning challenges were for people.
So do you believe that helped you to where you wanted to do it now? Do you see your vision coming forward now to keep giving forward?
Yes. So it was really something that changed my belief that anything is absolutely possible, and that you should never, ever, ever believe when someone tells you you can't. Can't doesn't exist. It's just how do I get there? What do I do? Who do I need to ask for help? and what kind of plan do I need to have in place? And it's funny because I never would have thought, but all of the stuff that happened from the past to now is really what has brought me to doing the coaching that I do, because I can, due to my past and my experience and my education, I work on business, but I work on the whole person.
Right.
It's not just about your business, because if something happens in life and you don't deal with it, how do you keep your business going? How do you keep your career going? So it's a management process that we work together as a team.
Because you can never step forward if you always got this thing weighing behind you.
Yes, it's like trying to push forward, but you have this anchor holding you back and like making you feel like you're dragging your feet, and it's exhausting after a while.
Right. So then, so how do your style, your coaching, you talk about getting into the root of the people, helping them get to the next level. And the reason I want to break this down is because a lot of people don't think of both of them as going together. It's either one or the other.
It's so true. And that was a very hard thing for me when we first started out. They said, well, you have to focus on one thing. And I'm like, why? Why do I? Okay. Mm-hmm. So I launched it as a business coach. However, it's funny. A lot of people I talk to, they say to me, Carolyn, do you just focus on business? And I'm like, no, I focus on the whole person. And they're like, oh my God, thank goodness. Because it's like me saying, okay, I'm going to be a business coach. Oh, that's a life issue. You better hire a life coach as well. Yeah. And maybe some people can't do what I do. And that's fair. If you don't have the background or the education or the knowledge I have, you might not be able to do that, but I can. So I do. And so when it comes to working with people, you know, I not only work on their business, their mindset, their communication, their leadership, their relationships, because all of that really does surround who you are as a person and who you'll be as a business person. And so it's so important that we work on all aspects of that. And it doesn't necessarily come up right away. It'll come up in a situation. It'll come up in a conversation that they're having with somebody, or a meeting with a client, or a team member. And so that's when sometimes those other issues come up that we talk about. And it starts as the relation to that one conversation. And then it leads into, this is how they've actually been doing their whole life. So we change the conversation they have, or the story in their head, that allows them now to shift that mindset, shift that perspective, and be able to approach things in a very different manner for the success for their business and life.
Because on your website, it says breaking through barriers. So you want to, you know, get out the way, smash them down to keep going.
Exactly. With the hammer. No, I'm just kidding. What it really is kind of breaking through them piece by piece. I don't want to sound like I'm going to come in and hammer you down. But what we want to do is bit by bit, as we work together, we are going to break them down. And some people go very quickly. Some people are a little bit slower. We really do work on the speed of the client, or I work on the speed of the client, because it's really important that you also don't want to push people too hard, because then they put their backs up. Right. But you have to be able to be soft, but also go, okay, enough's enough. Time to put the big girl or big boy panties on. And it's time to, like, you know, let's get some work done. Right. So there's got to be that balance between sensitivity and enough is enough. Let's move it.
All right. So what we're going to do is take a quick break. But when we come back, we're going to put on the big boy pants and look at your website and see how you help us. How do we get in touch with you? What's the best fit? And what's some of your programs like that people might find interesting to say, I need to call this person. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. CMJ Entertainment is a one-stop shop. CMJ Entertainment helps people do any type of events, and it's a marketing tool as well. So we'll cover everything from start to finish. If it's a wedding, we'll make sure your wedding is over the top. And if it's an event, we make sure that everybody gets information at the end of the day. Give us a call at 416-414-8964 or online, go to cmjent.com. Yeah. Yes, we're back with my special guest. Carolyn Dickinson is here live in the studio. She's here, and she's a Torontonian, just like us. So all the Torontonians stand up, make some noise for her. All right, I think this is why we get along together. We got, you know, this personality thing. Yeah, baby. All right, so we wanted to talk about, before we went to break, your programs, how it can help people. We're going to bring up your website.
Awesome.
There we go. So there it is. I'll put the link in the description as well, so you can just click on it. And if you want more information, if you want to follow us right now, you can go right there. Plain and simple. It's her name.com. All right. All right. So let's dive into it right now. So tell us, how do we get you? How do we find you? What is the things that we should be looking for? Do we call you? Do we have a one-on-one first? How does it work?
So what I do with most people, and I think it's the best way to start for my one-to-one clients that I work in person with, is a discovery session. So you can go on probably any one of my pages and click on for a discovery session or a meeting with me, which is 30 minutes virtual. And it gives us an opportunity, one, for me to understand who you are as a person, what your challenges are, and how I can help you. It gives you insight on how I work, but it also gives me insight if we're the right fit. Because I don't want to work with everybody, like everybody shouldn't work with every coach. We want to make sure that there's a synergy, that we feel good together, that they feel comfortable with what I'm saying, and that they feel like I understand what their challenge is and that I could potentially help them. Listen, I can work with anyone, but there needs to be that connection. It's so important because, one, you'll listen, you'll feel comfortable, you'll move forward faster, and we'll have that. And I also have, many times referred people, I'll be honest, if I'm not the right fit. But we also have online programs. So maybe you're not ready for a one-to-one coach, but you want to experience an online program. You can also do that. You can go to my Big Vision, Bigger Success program, which literally is what I take my elite clients through step by step. When I'm doing a VIP session or one-to-one coaching for a year, we go through all of those stages, which is really starting with your vision, whether you have one or not. We have to start there. And some part of my job is to understand what it is so I can help you get there. If you don't have one, we're going to create one. If it isn't big enough, we're going to expand it. And then we're going to build your entire strategy and plan for the next 2 to 3 years, whatever it is you decide and what you want to create, your vision that you have for yourself. So hitting that bullseye. So that's the one-to-one coaching. Then we have the online programs, as I mentioned, Big Vision, Bigger Success. We also have, actually, we just launched, so I'm so excited, is our success board system. I wanted to create something that was available to absolutely everyone, something that took a little piece of what I do with my elite clients and incorporated it with creating your vision and a success board, and have fun, do it virtually with your friends, but also get huge impact from it. So we just launched that this month, or last month, and really excited because it's a great way to create that visual need that we have every day of what it is we're trying to accomplish. And there's 8 different boards. Basically, I've given you access to Canva. We've done all these amazing things. And yes, my beautiful charities with my children. I love giving back on a regular basis. We also have a great, I do a lot of resources. So I connect with a lot of people. We've also created free resources for people, for parents, for business people, being a mom as well. And you know, Charles, as a dad, we need some help sometimes. We need support because, especially right now, learning from home, we need to have some fun with our kids. And so we found some things. Actually, the Wheel of Fortune one's pretty funny because I actually created a Wheel of Fortune out of wood so that we could do it at home. And a lot of this stuff is free online too. So when COVID first hit, we started using some of these ideas. And I said, you know what? We need to put this online. We need to share this with other parents so that they can have some fun as well and really enjoy it. So it's something that we keep adding to and adding free resources to as well. So yeah, so there's working with me one-to-one, there's online programs, and I'm always, there's a free 30-minute complimentary session with me so we can figure out what's going on for you and how I can support and help you.
All right, I was just in the back end of the Wheel of Fortune there. I was playing, getting some topics here.
Oh, it's so fun.
The website is full of all help and resources. You're right. If you look at it, there's pages and pages of things that will definitely help you. If you're looking for somebody to give you a helping hand, there it is. And this is the Big Vision. Is that the one that we're talking about? Yeah,
that's the online course. It's 12 modules, 10 working modules, 2 bonus modules. And it really does take you through from beginning to end. And if you already have a vision, it's okay because you always want to be reviewing your vision, expanding your vision, and adjusting your vision as your business grows. Because things change in life, especially now. So rapidly things are changing. So we need to have that vision that we can go back to and adjust or change, or maybe do a goal that was supposed to be done later. So for example, some of my online programs weren't supposed to come yet, but because of COVID, I'm like, well, I can't go do my speaking right now. So let me pull those forward. And we created a bunch more programs. And there's another one going to be launched in January. So that really said online is the key right now. So I just shifted and pivoted and went to my future goals and brought them to today and started adjusting. So I revisited my vision. I practice what I preach. So I do what I teach people, and it works.
Okay. So here's a question for me, because I've always heard somebody says, oh, your vision, what's your vision? And how big can we really go? Like, can we extend our vision? Do we make it realistic each time? Like when we do a vision board, I was like, okay, here. Because at my vision board at the end, Tony Braxton, Beyonce was all in my vision boards, but it doesn't, how far do you dream?
You know what? I think you should dream beyond anything. And I don't like the word realistic, so don't ever use it again. Realistic to me means that you're doubting yourself. Listen, I've watched people. I met a young lady recently that I've been doing some work with, and she dresses people. And I watched her in January leave her job and start her business. And she started talking about what she dreamed. And I said, you know what, let's make it bigger. What else can you do? What else can you do? And Maria just took it to, and by the way, I can't use her name. So Maria just took it to the next level. And the goals that we talked about and she created for herself, she accomplished in less than, 10 months. And that should have been a 3-year plan. And she just was so motivated. She was so present. If I said, you need to do this, within 24 hours, it was done. Like, I've never seen anybody more coachable than this young lady. So when you talk about the possibility of dreams, they are endless. Possibilities are endless, but you have to be willing to take action and do the work. It's not going to fall in your lap, right? It does take work. And sometimes it's things that make us uncomfortable. I had one lady stop working with me because she refused to ever do a video. I said, sweetheart, I get it, but video is the way of the future right now. And so how about I help you get through that? But it was just not happening for this person.
Right.
And I respect that. So if you want to create big visions, and the Tony Braxton thing, who knows? Maybe you will be there. And you know what? Maybe I'm going to help you get there.
See,
Let's go after Tony Braxton. What do you want to do? Meet her, sing with her.
There you go.
Let's just make it happen.
I don't think my wife will be happy, but hey, I'll be happy.
Why? We're going to bring your wife there. I'm going to be sitting right beside her. Come on, we're cheering you on. Go, Charles. No, listen, the reality for me is that you need to make a big vision. If it's not big, it's like, when you go to an event and they say, what's your why? I hate that question, by the way.
Yeah.
I never understood it when they say, what's your why? Well, that's not it. Well, tell me what it is so I understand.
Yeah. No, I'm joking about it, but it's true. The reason I asked that question, because when I see people, when you ask them, okay, what do you want to do? They always talk about here. And they only talk about 6 months in a year.
Yeah.
I go, okay, but what if we blow past the year? What if it's really snowballed? You help them really quick, but they only thought about the year. They didn't think about passing the year. They didn't think about, okay, yeah, maybe I'm emceeing now doing this and emceeing this. And then my vision is introducing Tony Braxton in Niagara Falls on stage. I'm the MC. We have to go all the way to that vision, not 1 year, 6 months from now. Keep going to the end goal.
So here's the thing. That's perfect, actually. So you said introducing Tony Braxton in Niagara Falls. So here's the thing you do. Then what I would take with that vision is you and I would sit down and talk. What do we need to do to get you there? Who do we need to contact? Where do you need to be? Where do we need to get your podcast? Where is it that we need to get you to get to that point where that's a possibility?
Right.
That's how we do is that's where the design comes. So when I work one-to-one with somebody, basically what I'm doing is saying, what do you want? And they'll start off, well, and I'm like, stop thinking realistic. Anything is possible.
Right.
So I set people up to say, you need to let go of the people telling you can't. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about your family. Don't worry. And that doesn't mean they're not important. Just for this moment that we're working together, forget all those things. Mm-hmm. If anything was possible, money wasn't in your way, nothing. What would you say you wanted to do? That's how I get to the heart of it. Because once we do it, a lot of people think it's impossible. Once we get it up there, now I show them how it's possible. And they're like, oh my God, I didn't even think that was a possibility for me. And I said, because you've never had the chance to get out of your own way and see that these things can happen. And that's my job. My job is to take what's already inside of you, pull it out, organize it for you, and help you with that, and show you and lay out that plan on the structure of how you're going to get where you want to go.
So there's one thing you said there that I love. Get out your way.
Get out of your own way.
Because most times we know we have talent within us.
Yes.
But we always go, they probably don't want to see me MC. No one wants me to introduce Tony Braxton. I don't really think I can do it. I won't have time. Like, we put all these barriers in front of us.
We do.
To stop us from doing it. And that's why we need somebody like you to say, wait a minute, time out.
Yeah, that's right. No. So here's the interesting thing. I'm going to get a little technical for one moment. And this is hugely important for people to understand, is that how we respond, act, speak, connect, communicate, learn is from our subconscious. And what people don't realize, it's actually 95% of your subconscious that responds to everything in your world. Only 3 to 5% of your conscious responds to your world. So what that basically means is that we respond to everything and think and react and don't think we can do things because of our past experiences, our culture, our lessons, our family, all of those things and the conversations we've had and experiences we've had are controlling our belief possibilities of how we move forward. It's really all the subconscious. So part of what I do when I'm working with people is I'm always working on your mindset and your subconscious. So when I say things, I'm not just saying it to your conscious, I'm saying it to your subconscious, because you got to break that apart and realize, yeah, those things were said to you and you created a story about it and you believed it, and that's okay. But now life is different and you don't have to.
Yes. Yeah.
So we don't go into a therapy session. It's just breaking down the little bits and pieces. And the more we move forward, the more we put things together, the more you see the possibility of your vision and the actions that you take and see things come to fruition will also shift that belief in your subconscious.
And I think this is what I like about your coaching style. You're not just giving a bit of one, you're giving a little bit of everything to open up your mind to say, okay, push forward. This is what you got to do. So if you want to push forward and this is what you got to do, give her a call at 416-464-1178. That's 464-1178. And I want to see if I can pull this up. Oh, yes, it does. Let's see if we can get this going.
Oh, wow.
Hi, my name's Phil Gillen, and I'm a manager at Joey's Yorkdale. I met Carolyn one day. She approached me, actually, and we were talking about leadership and communication and kind of what she does for a living. She approached me with some opportunities and how I could advance my career, advance my leadership skills that I already had. And I had to jump on them. I couldn't turn them away. So I came to visit her program. And the skills that I've learned over the last 2 days have been unimaginable, to be honest with you. The opportunities that it has opened my eyes up to, the advancements in my current position at Joey's Yorkdale, the leadership skills that I built upon, the vision that she's kind of focused for me and where I want to take my current career and how I just want to expand on the knowledge I already possess. It's been next to none. So I'll truly forever be grateful for that. I highly recommend Carolyn as a coach, as a mentor, as a leadership successor in anything that she does, and highly recommend anybody that needs to focus a vision at all to come find her.
There you go. Sorry about that. I just wanted to play that because I saw the joy in how he's reacting and how he talks. You can see the love that he has for you for helping him out. So I just wanted to play that because when you find somebody that can really help you and they see you, they can understand you, they see the end goal, and you guys can do it together. That's all that matters. So can
I just share with you really quickly, Charles? Sorry, that gentleman, the reason my tears came to my eyes is because that after that session, he got offered a managerial position and since then has moved up 2 levels and is now training internationally from after that course. And we talked about what it is he wanted to do because it was training. He's already been offered multiple positions. We're still in touch. He's doing absolutely amazing with Joey. He's actually talking to the founders and the owners of the company, and he's now going to be training in all of the areas that they need. So So he was just amazing and such a sponge. He was so coachable. Anyways, that's why it brings tears to my eyes, because he's so awesome.
Well, there you go. And that's what we like to hear, the end story, that you're doing, the stories, because we talked about it a little bit off camera about our stories. And when we can give back and hear what's going on, it's tremendous. So once again, give her an email. But if you notice, we like to talk. So call her. 416-464-1178. Or if you can't do that, go to her website, send a little note. And here's the thing. I always say, what does it hurt? Take 10 minutes, could change your life. Send her a quick email. Say, hey, I saw you on the show. I don't know if this is for me. I'm a little nervous. I've never done this before. And just have a nice conversation. Because at the end of the day, like she said, if she can't help you, she'll make sure she will drive you into a way maybe that she can. So why hesitate? All right. Before we let you go, there's something we love to do on the show. It's called the Queen Wave. This is your opportunity to do the Queen Wave and say hi to anybody that's been watching. Anybody you want to shout out, go ahead.
Oh, I want to shout out to so many people. How do I start? Faye Chappell, who's my coach, my mastermind group, Stacey Mannards, Linda. I have people that are supporting me, Jody Binning, that have actually started doing success board parties, Maria Sean, who's doing amazing, Kate Unger. There's so many beautiful people in my world that I'm so grateful for that are on listening. And you guys, this is for you, because you make me who I am and get better on a regular basis by working with all my clients. There's Joan and Shelly, who's creating an amazing platform and doing incredible. My clients are, and I can actually say their names. I've been given permission. So just so you know, so some beautiful people out there. Thank you so much all for always having my back, for being amazing clients, and for always being there.
There we go. Thank you for taking the time to coming on the show. You didn't have to watch, but you did. And I appreciate it. And I appreciate you. Call somebody up during this time and just say, hey, you okay? I'm thinking about you. That's all you got to do. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. See you later.
Has come to an end, but the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational purposes only and is in no way a replacement for legal or medical advice. The opinions contained within are solely those of the interviewers and interviewees and should be received as so. Those seeking help or